We all stop.
Yeah.
I didn't start. I knew what you were doing.
Yeah, you're a miserable old git.
Yeah.
To be fair, that probably would have gone quite well if we'd have kept doing it.
No.
Nah.
Way back, baby. Come on. Make good.
The way you made me feel. No.
Why? I was trying to drum along to that, and for some reason I just did the standard drum and bass. I was trying to do the whole. I've practiced that for Michael Jackson, and then for some reason, it sounded in my head. The jungle is massive.
Nice. So, yeah, welcome to Vape Talk UK, everybody. We're back. We missed a week last week, but here it is, episode 139. Ooh, glass ceiling. What's that all about? You'll find out shortly. So, we haven't seen each other for a week, boys. What's going on?
I had the best week of my life. No, I'm joking.
It was fucking great. I didn't care. I loved every minute of it.
No. Living life.
Just living life, yeah, as you do. Yeah, people are known for living life. That is a thing they do.
Trying to get away with mugging Chandler without him finding out.
Oh, yeah, you've done him over a good day. Yeah, I helped you with that as well.
Yeah.
What?
Basically, we pretended I had this PC, and we showed Chandler it and told it was good, and he sent me 150 quid.
Yeah. All we had to do was speak in a South African accent and ask for his bank account and sort code.
He genuinely did. He did. He sent me 150 quid, unsuspectingly.
I did send you 150 quid. I wasn't unsuspecting, though, was I?
We'll never know.
Send him the computer, Chris. That's the question.
Nah. Nah, I've sold Chandler a computer.
Hey.
As much as I'd love to say that I've actually mugged an old man in my life, I can't do that to you, Chandler.
Do you know what?
That's the old.
Has anybody caught Violetta Selcouth Dishner's comment? Feel that's very important and probably needs our attention.
No, leave it. I'm a fellow transgender looking for brave men who are into fecal fetishes. If so, how can we meet?
That's funny because when Chandler was talking, that Violetta said, "I'm looking for a fellow transgender." So Chandler, I think.
Just when I was talking, yeah.
Yeah.
Does that mean you're into fecal fetishes then, Chandler?
Well, no.
Apart from talking shit, is there anything else?
No, just the talking shit, to be fair.
It's lively tonight. Have you seen some of this shit? It's fucking great.
Oh, brilliant. Period fact. Period.
Oh, no, please.
Don't. You'll make me hungry.
Oh.
Period blood is not always liquid like from an ovary. Since it's incubated in the uterus for so long, clots and turns to gummy texture like snot with the smell and taste of cheese. I can think of that.
Now I want pizza.
Anyone got any crackers?
You wouldn't need the tomato sauce. It'd be all there, innit, wouldn't it?
That just sounds lovely, doesn't it?
Does that mean it's chewy?
I've had a few gins, right, and that's making me feel a bit queasy.
Oh, he's got a delicate tummy.
That's disgusting.
Oh, bless him. Should we do a bit of what you've been vaping on? I've actually all the stuff that I plan to be vaping on tonight, I'm not vaping on. Yeah, I'm well up for talking about some vaping stuff.
Windy here.
Does anyone want to? Mark, what are you vaping on? I wasn't ready.
Anything he answers in the next 30 seconds is going to be a lie.
I'm just
about fiction. Like you had to think up a lie for us before he said anything.
He's too distracted by Violetta.
It was like when you get questioned by a copper, even if you haven't done anything wrong, you're like, yes, I did see a cat in a tree.
Scott Birch says, awkward watching this with the other half. If period talk doesn't turn her on, she's not the girl for you. All I'm saying. If she's not into that.
Or fecal, what is it? Fecal parties?
Yeah, fecal transgender parties. If that's not the kind of thing she's into, she doesn't deserve you. Simple as that, Scott. So that's my take on that situation.
And I quickly switch over and pretend I'm watching midget porn. That is the sort of thing I'd do, to be fair.
Probably for the best. Isn't all porn midget porn for you, Mark?
Yeah, somewhat.
Basically, all counts as midget porn when you're 12 foot tall, doesn't it?
Well, if you can pick them up by the hair, swing them round, then it's all good.
Yeah. Which hair are you picking them up by?
Probably a tash.
Right, sweetheart. It's probably. Excuse me a second. Yeah, I wouldn't.
You know what? I don't care what Mark's vaping on anymore. Chandler, what are you vaping on?
Hey, I've got a new vape.
Have you?
I have.
You can't.
I've got a new vape. Tell me about yours.
It's all nice and shiny.
I fucking love a cricket too. Fantastic.
Yeah.
A really good joke about Lindsay, and Mark was not here to witness it.
I'm listening. I'm listening. What was the joke?
He said when you can pick a bird up by her hair and swing her, that's then you know she's the one for you. And Stu said, by what hair? And I said, if you're talking about Lindsay, probably her tash.
Hang on. She heard her name. She heard her name. She came.
Oh.
That's it now. I'm booking every single room for your wedding, and no bugger else is coming.
I'm surprised you didn't hear her coming, Mark. The sound of hooves on a wooden floor.
That was wasted. I love watching my grandson eat my bush. Me too.
Oh, poor Chris.
My whole computer is covered in gin.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh, letter. If you haven't subscribed, please do, because I would love to see you in the chat every week. You just make this show worth doing. You on your own. Chris is completely shut down. He don't know what to do.
Oh man.
Oh my fucking god. Oh,
Welcome to Fecal Fetish Chat.
we need to screenshot that and send it for iOS. What?
He's coming.
What?
That probably is his cum face.
I really don't know. I really don't want to know.
Right, so if anyone would like to add Violetta X this Selk Elf,
You found it on Facebook.
it could be a different one.
I don't know. The profile picture looks similar to the little one in chat. In fact, yeah, it is. It is the same. That one of the pictures you just brought up then was her profile picture. So there you go. That's your new best friend.
That's what I click, don't I? And
Yeah, watch what you click. Yeah.
That's your new transgender grandson bush munching vape show botherer. Wow.
I thought she said she was transgender. That's a pretty convincing man for me.
Do you wonder if maybe she's been hacked?
Possibly.
Do you reckon that could be what it is?
Maybe they've probably picked her profile because it might have had a big following.
It feels like she might have been hacked. Bless her, poor girl. Poor girl. Well, whoever's hacked her, subscribe her to this because we need the numbers, and she'll never know. So that'll be doing us a favour.
I mean, to be fair, she did say, I love watching my grandson eat my bush.
Yeah, but is that her grandson or the hacker's grandson?
I was going to say, because she doesn't look old enough to have a grandson.
Which she also doesn't look transgender, to be fair.
You would say that, Stu.
Did you do it, Stu? Did I do what, Andrew? What did I do?
Oh, Mikey says he wants to swing your wife around by a tash mark. Unless he's talking about that transgender person.
I think he's talking about Violetta Selkooth Dishner.
Right.
Children present. No, Darcy definitely can't present. She doesn't vape anyway. She'd have no interesting content. Hang on, we don't have any interesting content. That'd be fine.
No, it's
Chandler,
not.
what are you vaping on? I saw a noisy cricket.
I've got a noisy cricket.
I want to know what Darcy's vaping on.
Darcy doesn't vape.
That's a good answer. I was just testing you.
You don't vape, do you? Stop biting your nails.
Yeah, you should be biting these caps off these 10ml bottles for me.
Here you go. Have a go at that. Open your mouth like you're about to. Right.
I thought to spit any more juice over this iMac.
Okay, so no more grandson bush munching, transgender, fecal party, girlfriend getting turned on by period talk UK. Then let's get back to vaping.
Oh.
What, can you remember that website?
To be fair, Scott did actually say after that that she was totally impressed. So clearly we've done some work for his love life there by talking about congealed period blood.
Damn.
We've literally done him a solid.
Oh, Bratty Cupcakes is broadcasting on you.
Mark, stop it!
No. She does YouTube videos live. Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Yes.
Oh dear. Yeah.
Anyway, what are we doing? What are you vaping on, Chandler?
I've got a noisy cricket.
He's got 3 noisy crickets. Mark, he's got 3 noisy crickets this week.
That's just greedy.
Just the one, really.
So many volts. That's like 18 volts.
Are you running that in parallel series?
Currently, I've been running it in parallel all day, and just for sheer shits and giggles, I flipped the thingy over in the bottom. I think that's really cool, actually.
Do you know,
if I can take it out.
I actually think it's at its best when you run it in regulated series at 6 volts.
Regulated series at 6 volts.
Well, I mean, I used to run mine at about 5.5 volts with a 0.25 build on it, and it was fucking brilliant.
Bloody hell.
Absolutely brilliant. About 5.5 volts, because it will hold 5.5 volts all the way until then batteries are empty.
Yeah.
So on like a 0.25 at 5.5 volts, it's sort of like vaping like a full series build at about sort of 0.35, 0.4. It feels similar to that, but it'll vape at that sort of heat all the way down to when the batteries are dead. So it's fucking cracking, and you get good battery life.
To be honest, when Chandler started telling us what he was vaping, it was relevant.
I've been fancying a Cricket 1 again recently. I need to grab one from somewhere.
I've got one in this pile of shit somewhere.
Why'd you keep shitting everywhere?
Goes well with the congealed period blood.
Stop! For fuck's sake.
Just shit and blood everywhere. Like a Jackson Pollock painting.
Do you know what? People watching this back that can't read the chat are going to have no idea.
Yeah, no idea. No.
Completely pointless. If you don't watch it live, you've missed out. We ought to do subtitles. Here.
Yeah. Good luck going through and documenting all that.
To be fair, if we broadcasted this through OBS, I could actually put a live chat feed up on like the side of the image.
Why?
So that when people played the video back and didn't watch live, they'd be able to see what chat was saying.
We probably really ought to do that.
Yeah, the only problem is OBS fucking hates Hangouts. It absolutely hates Hangouts. Like, you have so much palaver trying to get it to stream. There's probably other streaming services that can do it. OBS is the only one I know how to use. Oh, Andrew's saying, did I hack the account? I have no idea how to hack somebody's account. I'd be just sitting there guessing their password and getting their account locked. That's what I'd be doing. Period, blood, 1, 2, 3. No, that weren't the password.
Riyad's saying soon YouTube will have a chat on the replay, like on Twitch. That would be pretty good.
That'll be great. That will be great.
Because then everything will be in context.
It will.
It'll make much more sense.
So Chandler,
Yeah.
what are you vaping?
I've got a noisy cricket.
Oh, noisy crickets!
Or
How fucking ridiculous you are.
I know, I'm crackers. I am. To be fair, I'm actually contemplating getting another one, just in case this one breaks, because I like it that much. There you go.
Yeah, no, they're great. They're great.
Yeah.
Are you vaping?
Yeah, it's great. I am. There you go.
20 quid, Chandler, because I got 150 now. I got for nothing. So if you want to borrow 20 quid, mate, just ask me.
I could. It could be handy because some git just took 150 quid off me, so I'm right skint.
I want to be like Jan the Van. You seen that documentary on Netflix?
No, what's that?
He's a Polish polka singer.
Right.
Who's famous in like 70s and 80s, 60s, 70s, 80s, or whatever. And he set up a very well-known Ponzi scheme where basically he was taking investors, promising like in his entertainment company and promising like 20% return on their money. And he was spending all the money, giving it to charity and stuff, so he looked really good. So he spent all their money, didn't earn any money to pay anyone back, and he actually went to jail. And he got stabbed in the neck in jail and had his throat cut because they mistakenly thought he was a sex offender when really he wasn't. He was in there for doing this dodgy Ponzi scheme. And he got out and he went back to entertainment, and it's a true story. And he's played by Jack Black.
And his name was Christopher Barker.
His name was Jan Lewan.
don't use his real name, Stu.
Oh yeah, he doesn't like it when people use his real name, does he? Chris
Yeah, it's Juan Lewan.
Chandler, what are you vaping?
Fuck this. I'm vaping on a billet box, 45 milligram nicotine. What are you vaping on? Or have we already asked you?
No, I'm still asking Chandler.
Fuck Chandler, what are you vaping on?
No, Chandler, what are you vaping on?
I've got one of these.
You got a Gas Mods GR1. Is it shit?
No, actually.
Because it looks fucking silly. Why has it got a little silver bit at the bottom?
That is the silly bit. What I've done is, where have I put it? There it is.
I paper mache'd a.
Yeah, no, that's the GR1's 22 mil, and the bottom of the Atty, it sits on the top of the bottom of the Atty. So yes, when you put that on, you can see the metal ring at the bottom.
Beauty ring.
Yeah, so either a beauty ring or gas mods, because they're gas mods are clever like this, clever marketing. So what they've done is, for those people that don't like that, they sell you a 24 mil.
That's nice of them.
So you can get a 24
Great
mil
way
cap.
to sell additional caps, isn't it?
What would
Yeah.
is they could have just put a Sharpie in the box.
Yeah, just make your RDA look shit with the stock cap, and then you've got a good way of selling extra caps.
Absolutely. So the best bit is though, this, can you see the drip tip?
I can.
The drip tip is fecking useless. It's tiny. Have you seen the size of that?
I thought that was part of the RDA because your drip tips are normally 4.5 foot long.
I know. Well, this is my exact point. That drip tip is so titchy, it's useless.
That drip tip looks great to me.
I like drip tips like that.
Yeah, me
Do
too.
you? I can't cope with them. They drive me up the wall. So the trouble is though, I put a 3 mil build in it, put my drip tip in, and melted the bottom of the drip tip because the drip tip is actually sitting on top of the coil.
Classic.
Yeah, and the 24 mil has got an 810 sized hole. And again, my 810 drip tips.
Sorry, 810, just in case you want to blow bare clouds, bro, on your single coil.
Yeah.
22 mil Atty.
Yeah. Yeah, but the O-ring, I thought it would be like most goon tips, the O-ring is
The internal O-ring.
It's not. The O-ring's on the drip tip, and I haven't got any 810s that have got O-rings on it. And again, if you put it in, it will sit on top of your coil.
You can send me one and I can get it out for you. If you've got a normal weight tent. If you send me that for that, I can mill you out some. I need that one to measure it and get the measurements right.
Right, well, it didn't come with a drip tip. That's the thing. I didn't buy a drip tip because I thought, oh, well, I don't want a short one. I want a taller one.
Drip tips come separately.
Yes, you have to buy the drip tips for this separately.
Fuck's sake.
So you know when everyone's saying like it's 30 quid, it's a bargain. How much is it with a drip tip and the 24mm cap?
Well, it comes with the 22mm and 2 drip tips.
Okay.
For the 30 quid. But that on its own is a tenner.
That's 40 quid.
And the drip tips, you get 3, and I think they were a tenner as well. 3 for
On
a tenner.
experience, it's 50 quid.
Yeah.
I see. Suddenly doesn't feel like so much of a bargain to me.
Having said that, it vapes quite nicely.
Yeah, well, you know, that's the trade-off, isn't it? If it vapes good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The gas mod Nixon 1.5, it felt like the threads were going to cut any second because it's made out of really, really thin alley. So you screw them threads in a bit and it feels like they're just going to snap off. It's like, it's not great build quality.
Not ideal.
And also to put your coil in, can you see you've got those little Allen key screws?
Yeah, you got to take them all the way out, haven't you?
You've got to take them all the way out.
Yeah.
And twice when rebuilding it, I've dropped that tiny little screw on the floor and then spent 20 minutes scrabbling around in the carpet trying to find where the fuck it's gone.
Have you ever tried removing the airflow from a Rose 3?
Can I just say, Chandler, surely you'd learn from the first time, like to do it on a tea towel or something.
Yeah, but I'm a moron.
Talking of morons.
Yeah, we were in Leeds last week.
Talking of morons.
I see. Have you been had by Royal Mail? You're not the only one that's been had by Royal Mail. Come on then, folks. What are you waiting for that you've been had by Royal Mail for?
Trouble is, I don't know.
And we all know. We know exactly what it is.
I think he's waiting on Belladonna's fist from Big Tom after he used it.
I know exactly what mine is. Mine's here. I thought I'd do a live unboxing.
Oh, okay.
Nothing exciting. This paper. What colour would you say that was?
Grey-y, purpley, bluey, green.
Ah, there we go. Blue.
Oh, yeah, we're talking about that as well, aren't we?
Only it arrived today. When did we order them?
Oh, like 2 weeks ago.
Mine's still not here.
Mine's broke. Mine arrived. Well, actually, I meant to try this. Give me 2 seconds.
I actually shared that link around with all of you, I think.
I don't know. What do I go for? Blue ice or menthol?
Blue ice. I shared that link with all of you, so I ordered it before you did. Mine's still not here.
That's because you live in the arse end of nowhere.
I wouldn't mind, but I've already got a Von L. I just wanted to try the pub.
What have I done with it?
You've got a Von L.
I'm actually fighting to get in the fucking thing.
I had a Von L the day they come out. 2 days. I had one the day before they come out.
Because that is effectively what that is, isn't it?
Yeah, that's exactly what that is.
I'm going to try something live on air with mine. So at the moment...
Does it need charging? Sorry to interrupt.
No, it's fully charged. It's fully charged. Straight. I took it out of the box. I charged it. I plugged the pod in. Okay. And the problem I'm having at the moment. Look for the light on the end. See how long that light comes on for?
That's fucked.
Right. That's the problem.
I'll
So
pull the pod out and turn it around.
I'm going to try a different pod because I've tried pulling this pod out and spinning it around and putting it in the middle of a circle of salt and lighting candles at 6 points around it and everything I can think of. So I'm going to try a different pod. And if it doesn't work with a different pod, I'm going to assume it's broken. Yeah, let's try that. That sounds nice.
Do these not need to be packed? These not need to be packaged to say that they may contain nicotine, like the bottles. Shouldn't the vessel be?
It ought to have a triangle, those tactile triangle things on it.
Shouldn't I'm not just being a cunt, am I? Oh, you've got yours as well.
Yeah,
There you go.
So I've just read something amazing. Some girl, I know, put up on her Facebook. Can anyone recommend some murder/crime books? I'm into books about detectives solving murders and plot twists kind of books. And her boyfriend commented a book called Floppy Did This, and it's in the Biff, Chip and Kipper series. Oh my god. Brilliant.
Problem. Same problem.
So what do we do?
Just poke it in the hole.
In the hole.
In the hole.
Stu just doesn't suck hard enough.
Seriously, that's such a shame because that flavour's fucking delicious. Try that. That flavour's absolutely banging.
What flavour is it?
Still wearing jumpers the size 23.
Which one?
Tobacco cream.
Oh.
Blue
Is
eyes.
that a blue one?
It tastes like toothpaste.
Is yours vaping all right though?
Well, yeah, because you can't get a fucking drag off it.
You've got a proper suppy.
Yeah, Mark's is fine. I never had an issue with the Vonell. I just ran out of pods. Couldn't be asked to buy them at fucking $8 for 2.
It's got a funny taste to it. Tastes like
You got to work it in. The coil's unfired. They obviously don't preheat the coil, so the first
tastes like toothpaste.
Huh?
Tastes like toothpaste.
Called Blue Ice. That's probably actually a name of a toothpaste.
Well, I will say this: the tobacco cream flavour is fucking delicious.
Oh, I didn't bother
You
putting
can get a drag on it.
Was that the one that was in the box?
No, it's just the standard tobacco that comes in the box. This, with this new pod in, this does appear to slowly be starting to come to life. Actually,
Suck it like a real man. That's it. Ooh.
There you go.
Got quite a satisfying crackle, hasn't it?
yeah, but it hits like a fucking flannel.
Nah, see, I still think yours is right. Mark, do you do a hit? Mark, fucking.
Now, what I've done is I've hacked the pod. They are so fucking easy to hack.
Yeah,
Pull the bottom off and.
Yeah. So I pulled the bottom off, and I've got 20 milligram Nick salts in there. It's really nice.
See, the Von Earl, they actually did 40 or 45 milligram Nick salts. I actually used the Von Earl before I got my billet box. That was the first, well, apart from the Jewel, I bought that and I bought a billet box at the same time. The billet box had come, but my coils hadn't. So I was using one of those actually, technically, before I was using the billet box. And they were fucking brilliant. They did spit a little bit. If you like take a drag like you're laying down in bed, you get like a little spit back.
Yeah, this does occasionally. You get a little bit of juice on the end of your tongue.
Yeah, and the problem is with 45 milligram Nick salts, it tastes like shit.
Yeah.
But they are generally pretty good. I thought they were fucking a great little device.
You know what? For £1, you can't knock them, can you?
I've
Do you know
got-
what?
And to be fair, they're now selling it on their website at $14.99, and that's for the kit with the pod plus the flavors that we got. So another 6 pods to go with it at $14.99. At $14.99, I'd quite merrily recommend any smoker got that.
No.
I wouldn't, because if they got one like this that doesn't work properly,
Take it back to the shop.
well, if they ordered it online, they'd have to go through the whole rigmarole of sending it back, and it would probably give them quite a bad impression of vaping. I don't think, if it was working to the extent that mine is working, I don't think you could quit smoking with that.
Yeah, but name a starter kit where you get a whole setup, battery, atomizer, juice for 15 quid. That's actually good.
Well, yeah, but this isn't actually good.
It is actually good. You're just actually vaping it wrong.
I would rate it as good flavor, bad performance. Personally, the flavor, I would love to know who's making this tobacco cream flavor, because if I could buy it in the bottle, I would vape fucking mountains of it. The flavor is delicious, but the device is terrible.
Perfect arbor.
No, I've not had any issue with this.
We move on, because I feel
Particularly.
right now.
I'm pulling on it as hard as I can. Nothing's coming out. Hey!
I might see if I can find my one out. I feel left out, mate. Turn my camera off.
But I've been using this in my driving. So if I'm in the car, mouth to lungs, this is great. You just it really is like holding a cigarette, because it's flat. You put it between your fingers, and
I don't
it's
seem
very cigarette-like.
I'm not getting much of a hit off it. Okay, what's this? 0.8.
Yeah, 8 milligram.
So 8 milligram. When I'm used to 12.
Yeah, this is my issue with it. There's just not enough of a hit off of it.
And they get quite warm as well. Mine's hot.
I would be puffing that constantly and still craving.
There we go. Riyadh, I would recommend anyone go into the local vape shop where you can get a decent kit of sound advice.
Exactly. I mean, what is it for like an IO and a 10 mil? It's going to cost you about 28 quid. I would rather pay 28 quid for something that works than 14 quid for something that doesn't.
That's left a real dodgy taste in my mouth.
But yeah, seriously, this liquid, fucking incredible. Absolutely wonderful. Love it.
I quite like I've got the bourbon tobacco, caramel bourbon. There you go.
I got 2 packs of that and 1 pack of the tobacco cream, and I wish I'd gone the other way around. I haven't tried the bourbon caramel yet, but
it's actually quite nice, though. My wife did comment that it smelt like sweaty socks.
The original tobacco, the first time I tried this, I was using it in bed, and Risa was obviously beside me, and I was vaping the original tobacco, and what did you say it smelled like?
Old man's asshole.
Old man's asshole.
Okay.
Yeah.
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 I think
charming little flower, my other half.
I want to know what she does at the weekends.
She used to work in a nursing home.
Oh, right, okay.
She didn't really. I have no idea.
What now?
She just used to go door to door sniffing old man's arseholes. Knock, knock, knock. I'm off.
That's quite a gapey hole from...
Well, the skin gets very saggy when you get into your 80s, doesn't it?
Oh, I thought that was the letterbox.
More of a vertical letterbox, Chandler.
Anyway, what else am I vaping on? I am also vaping on...
Oh,
the
soy sauce.
That looks tubey.
Back in circulation. And on that, I'm vaping on Nunu.
What's that? The apple? The elderflower and apple?
Apple and elderflower, yeah.
Nice. That's exciting. Where's mine?
I actually took enough for JB when we went to Leeds the other week. Took him a bottle of each, and he couldn't fly back with them.
Why not?
Because you can't take more than 100 ml on a plane, can you?
Remember?
I thought that was. Was he just on hand luggage only then?
No. Even in domestic, international, national flights, they're the same apparently.
Even I thought you could put more in the hold.
I don't bloody know. I don't think he had. Oh, I don't know. Ask him when he comes back.
Remember that time when JB got drunk and wasn't allowed to get on his plane?
I do remember that quite vaguely.
No, really?
He
That was
got,
Expo.
He got absolutely. His flight was delayed, so they gave him free access to the VIP lounge. So he,
Oh dear.
so he took great delight in utilising the free alcohol. When his plane decided to land and was ready for him, sorry, sir, you're far too pissed. You can't fly. So
Yeah, that was a good time.
it ended up costing him like 400 quid for a hotel room, and he was late for Expo.
That was a good time.
Oh
To be
man.
fair, he probably wasn't even too pissed. Have you seen Chris's fat man waddle? Like, they probably thought he was stumbling. It's just his thighs rubbing.
Oh come on, this is not fair. He's not here to defend himself.
I know, that's why it's funny. I mean, I'm fat, you know. I don't mind people making jokes at my expense.
Yeah, but is that why you've got? Is that why you've gone for the beard? Does that hide the double chins?
No, actually, I have no chin. I have the opposite problem. I'm one of those chinless people. My sort of section here, it just goes face, 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 neck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, completely chinless.
Now that wasn't the blue that just did that, was it, Mark?
Yeah.
That huge cloud.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's doing well.
Yeah, but think about the size of his lungs.
It really wasn't. It wasn't. No. In my other hands, I'm using a bit of old school tonight. Well, the tank's not. Using the Churchill. Yours is actually quite vapier than mine. Is that high VG or?
That was a.
Oh, okay. Okay.
There you go.
Churchill, and I'm running it on a good old Siggy 213.
Nice.
And in that, I'm actually really enjoying Heisenberry from the Apothecary.
Also very nice. Question: do you think it's really dumb that we refer to stuff that's about 2 years old as old school? Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Like, if a band is 2 years old and they do a best of album, everyone fucking laughs at them. But for some reason, as vapors, we consider anything older than like a year to be old school. Our whole industry is like about 10 years old. Our entire industry isn't even old school yet.
But the thing is, how quickly the vape industry moves. Something that's too.
It's strange, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is crazy. Like I've just got a Cleto, and that's old school apparently.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, it's not. It's relatively new. When did that come out?
3 years
Last year?
3-4 years ago.
You know, it's like okay.
Dana, did you just say last year?
I did actually say last year. I thought it was. I didn't think it was quite that old.
No, it's about 3-4 years old.
Yeah, but Cleto coils. You can get Cleto coils anywhere.
But this is an interesting thing, right? So Riyadh just said the industry moves so fast, and that's why we refer to stuff that's not actually very old as old school. But here's the thing, and it will lead us nicely into the main topic, I think. Does the industry actually move fast, or is it a perception thing based on how much attention we pay to what's actually being released? I mean, if you actually look at what the industry's doing, if you exclude variations upon the same theme, since inception, we've had Cigalikes, Cartos, sub-ohm tanks, rebuildable tanks, RDAs, Squonkers, mech mods, regulated mods, and your sort of MOSFET boxes. That basically covers every single thing that exists in this industry, which is about one invention a year.
Pod systems.
Pod systems are basically, they work on the same principle as Cartos. Check this out, pod systems, right? I was looking for that Von L, and I found, and I'm willing to vape one after another to see if they still have any life left in them and how bad the juice tastes. So I found a sink. Do you remember them?
What the hell?
Pod system. Anyone remember?
No.
Not producing any vapor, so I don't know how bad the juice tastes. A jewel.
A jewel.
I always wanted a jewel.
Definitely juice in there still.
But they've all the thing with the jewel was they were all 45 milligram Nick salts, which is one of the reasons we can't get it over here.
Originally.
50.
Yeah.
I know they were high Nick.
That one's dead. I've got another jewel. I ended up buying more just to get the pods so I can stick them in the first one. Oh, whatever that juice was in there, it's on my tongue and it's fucking burning. This one is also dead.
Have you not got any charges?
I've got charges, but I haven't charged them, obviously.
Going back on point a second, can you actually think of anything else other than like roughly those 9 things that isn't just variations on a theme?
Billet box.
Yeah, but billet box is essentially a regulated mod and a sub-ohm tank. It's not really a new invention. It's an amalgam of existing things.
No, see, but there have been new inventions.
Well, no, there's been improvements to those existing technologies.
No, but see, like, for instance, not necessarily those particular, those 9 particular things, but, you know, introductions of many. So there's subcategories, really. You've got RDA.
You've kind of then got your
mouth to lung RDA, single coil RDA, dual coil, bottom airflow.
Yeah, which is variations on a theme, which is what I'm talking about. What I'm saying is, if you've got an industry that's about 10 years old, okay, and everything that's within that industry falls into approximately 9, let's say for the sake of roundness, let's say 10 categories, then that means basically 1 product a year, new, actual innovation, groundbreaking innovation, approximately 1 product a year, which actually isn't a fast-moving industry at all. If you look at, you know, for example, look at the computer industry in the early 2000s, when manufacturing processes changed so radically that processors went from being like 700-800 megahertz to like 2.5 gigahertz within a space of about 2 years. You know, processors like quadrupled in power over a 2-year period. It's one of the fastest periods of growth ever seen.
Yeah, but then you got to think that's like the subcategories of, in that sense, it's the same technology but increased its capabilities.
And that's the point, is when you've got something to focus on, making it better isn't actually that hard. So if you've only got 10 things to focus on in an entire industry, I mean, there must be thousands upon thousands of modders and people that are inventing and making and creating globally. There must be literally thousands and thousands of people.
Yeah.
Is it actually moving very fast, or has it actually got a fuckload of room to continue to move?
I think it's pretty much reached the pinnacle of its journey.
Because right, so this is the reason for the title of the show. So Chris, you were asked a question, weren't you, the other day?
Yes, I think one of my mates was watching something on some show on YouTube about vaping. I don't know what it was. And one of the guests was asked this. So then I was asked this by a friend. The question was, do you think that we've reached our limits of what is capable of vaping? Do you think there's any way there's going to be a new technology that comes out? And I said, probably. And I'd like there to be. But I think at the minute, there's not much more that could possibly come out that isn't going to be a variant on what we already have.
I actually think there's a lot of room for stuff to move forward. Tons of room.
Is it not all okay? We're going to have change of technologies. We're, you know, or we could compare it to the car. You know, it's got 4 wheels and it goes. How it drives. Is it a petrol engine? Is it a diesel engine? Is it a hybrid engine? Is it an electric engine? much the same with us. I think every base has been covered. However, the way we do things is, excuse me, is likely to change.
Oh, well, absolutely. I agree that every single technology that we have is going to be capable of being adapted and improved on. But I don't see there being any new technologies that come out that are good.
I think it's basically, well, what is vaping? It's heating some wire with some cotton that's soaked in juice.
So here's the thing, right, which I think is very easy to overlook. If you look by and large at vaping products, the vast majority of vaping products, they are assembled using existing technologies. There's not much. We have got a few things in the vaping world where the technologies themselves were invented. But, you know, power delivery, for example, you know, the DNA 250 chip is a technology that was invented. That was a board that was created for vaping. It has its own software that was created for vaping. But that power delivery method takes its power from either lithium polymer packs, specifically remote control car lithium polymer packs, or lithium ion, lithium manganese, lithium cobalt, you know, battery cells. The mobile phone industry, with its billions and billions and billions of dollars, invents its own battery technology. They find ways to miniaturize lithium polymer so that it still delivers power and still has stability under draw, but can be miniaturized, which is why you've got these very nice, clean, protected circuit battery packs, for example. At the moment, if you want to make a mod, the dimensions of what you're making are basically limited by the power delivery system. That's what you have to obey. But if somebody eventually in this industry has enough money to go off and research their own power delivery system, the size of mods can completely change. And at the point that the size of mods can completely change, the possibilities of what we can do with them can completely change.
Trouble is, it's at the moment we are borrowing technologies.
Yeah.
So the 18650s, we're all getting excited over 2700s, and again, they're not created specifically for vaping, are they? They are purely, to be fair, they're designed it's the car manufacturers that are electric cars that are nicking those batteries.
Primarily.
Yeah. We're just borrowing them.
It's the same with even the principle of an e-cigarette was based on a kettle.
Yeah.
Old heating elements of a kettle.
Yeah, and I think I think the next vaping invention is going to be a new. It's not necessarily going to be vaping specific. It's probably going to be a new invention for something else that we go, oh, we can use that and nick it.
And that's why someone turned a dildo into a mod.
What?
Chris Burks sells the dildo mods.
Yeah.
He basically thought, oh, that's amazing. I can stick that in a dildo.
But not to sound crude, where do you put the end?
But you know, this is the thing.
I've heard of people blowing clouds out of their ass, but that's a whole new level.
No, the saying is blowing smoke up someone's ass, Chandler.
Oh well, it was close.
Another example, right? Like stuff like this, yeah. The reason this kind of stuff never works great is because it has to use a pressure diaphragm to tell when you're drawing on it. Basically, there's a bit like this, and when you draw on it, it goes like that and contacts something up here and tells it to fire. And then when you stop drawing on it, it collapses back down. Yeah? So basically like a diaphragm. That technology in itself is flawed because it relies on you drawing with a certain force to engage it.
Yeah, have you not heard of them blowing up in people's pockets when they're driving down the motorway on a motorbike?
Yeah. So if you were...
to be honest, these things are what I started on nearly 8 years ago. The only e-cigarette you could get was a battery that was drawer activated. So this isn't new technology. This is just adapted 8-year-old technology.
Yeah, but they've modified it. They've made it better.
Yeah. Right. But say, for example, if there was a miniaturized computer solution that had software air pressure differential monitoring. So it actually polled the chamber and asked the chamber what the air pressure was using a digital barometer. Yeah. And when it detects a certain threshold of air change, then it triggers the fire. So basically,
hang on. Can I just interfere on this just very, very quickly? Dino just says, does the blue cig auto fire if you blew into it? And I blew into it and nothing happened, and then it just started firing, and it fired for about 10 seconds.
So what I'm getting at is, there is a more elegant solution that can be applied to that if you can manufacture the technology to make it work, and it will make it fire more reliably. It will be easier to have a cutoff. You could have, a digital click switch, or there's any number of ways you could include a cutoff into that to stop the auto firing issue. It would fire when you want it to, not halfway through your drag. And you'd also have the ability to actually set the sensitivity on it, because it'd all be software controlled. So that would take this at the moment, which is something that for a lot of people won't work. And if we're being realistic, for a lot of people that won't work. Yes, as pod systems go, that's not bad. There are definitely worse pod systems than that. But for a lot of people, that's not going to work. But you could turn that small, convenient, familiar form factor into a system that would work with technology.
But as soon as you start doing that, you've got to get your chips. You get your chips in there. You've got to get your circuit boards and all of that, and you suddenly will turn that into that size.
Or potentially, I think what the problem is, like you say, we're bastardizing technology. We're taking other technology and making it fit. So maybe what needs to happen is that we take... Evening, Rick.
Evening.
What we need to do is someone needs to develop something specifically for us as an industry, rather than us going, right, we'll have that, we'll have that, we'll have that. It's not designed for us, but we'll take it, bastardize it, utilize it, use it, and hey, it'll do. Rather than someone, taking an Arduino chip or something like that and a set of controls and, being able to set pressure, being able to set firing time, being able to regulate voltage, being able to, so it is it is designed as a perfect vape for you. Much like you get into a car, you press a button, the chair moves, it scrolls.
Yeah.
It's for you.
And I think that is where the most room to move in this industry is at the moment. Taking things away from being generic and putting them more towards a tailored experience. And I think that is the secret going forward for mod companies as well.
They can incorporate an NFC chip into it, and then have NFC tongue bars. So when you put it into your mouth, it fires, and when you take it away, it stops.
That would actually work.
You'd have to go out and get a lip piercing in order to use it, but...
Chris, do you realise your camera's not on?
Yeah, I'm eating my dinner, mate.
Oh, okay.
Riyadh, your new camera's lovely. You've got like a really classy kind of filtered look to it.
It is very nice.
It's the vintage flat I live in up in Scotland.
I'm a big fan. I really like it.
It's all about the lighting, apparently. I don't know.
The secret is you just have fucking loads of it so that you look deathly pale at all times.
Well, to be honest, I got these LED lights and they do a cracking job.
Hang on, can I just try something? Alexa.
No, I got my headphones on. and I haven't got Amazon anyway. I've got Google. So
and he wasn't born yesterday.
Yeah, look, I could just whoa. You know what I mean?
Google Home shit, isn't it?
Like looking inside my computer case.
Google Home, yeah, exactly. Google Home is absolutely brilliant for searches. If you want to search something, if you want to do research on stuff, it's brilliant, and you can lead on the questions. Whereas Alexa uses Ask, so that's the difference. Google uses Google, Alexa uses Ask, and as long as you've got IFTTT, which is if this and that to program it all, then it does the same thing.
Doesn't look as good.
It's debatable though, isn't it?
You
don't look as good as me, so
I'll tell you what. When was it? Was it last night? The night before? Went downstairs, fed the animals, went in, did the parrot, fed the fish.
Did the parrot? I bet that was sore.
did the parrot, fed the parrot, watered the parrot, walked out, took a breath, and the parrot went, "Alexa, living room off." And honest to God, the living room went out, and I just stood there with my jaw on the floor, like.
That's another thing with Google. With Google Assistant, you can actually do voice recognition, so it can only recognise mine and it can only recognise Jez, and it'll actually play our specific Spotify accounts as well. So if I ask it to play a song, it'll play it off my playlist. If she does it, play it off hers, which is annoying for her because she's only got the free version.
When
I go downstairs and Alanis Morissette's playing, so the parrot's obviously worked out.
You wait until the parrot works out to buy you a fucking 60-inch HD 4K TV, mate.
Is a good
12 of them on your doorstep.
Lucky Vapes in the chat has put coil tech has changed as time has gone on. So here's another interesting thing: has coil tech actually changed?
Can I lead this one?
Go on.
Because it's been a long time. Coil tech has changed.
That recognition.
Everything that's come after Canfield, and all right, with the exception of a bit of stainless and NI, I'm talking about ceramics, and it's failed. So
yeah,
it's come on, but it hasn't worked. So has it really come on?
So here's the thing: as far as I can read the situation, all that's actually improved about coils is we're using better quality cotton, and they're bigger, which are two obvious things that would have to happen for as power has gone up, as mods have started to deliver more power.
I don't necessarily believe that more power is advanced in technology.
Well, no, I don't necessarily believe that it's an advance in technology. But what I'm saying is that for sub-ohm coils to keep up with higher power demands, all that's really changed in them is the cotton's got better and the coils themselves have got bigger. Nothing's actually new. They're not, because the only new thing that anyone's tried is the Revo flat coil from Aspire, which is poppy, and a bit slow to ramp, but gives pretty good flavor. It's okay. It's certainly not better than a traditional coil. It's a step sideways. And ceramic, which was objectively a step backwards. Ceramics.
I don't know about that, but you got ICOS. Fucking brilliant device.
Oh yeah, good point. Yeah, sorry, we forgot about ICOS. Yeah, if you want to quit ordinary smoking.
That's a borrowed technology. We used to cut the butts off fags and hold them up to a light.
I used to go down to the local social club and pick the fags out the bin.
If you go back to some of the original sub tanks. You go back to the Kanga sub tank, and you look at that coil, and then you pick up a modern day.
Tank coil.
Smock coil. Obviously, the juice flows better. They're bigger coils, but effectively they're the same piece of metal with the same holes in it, with a similar coil in it.
This is the point, isn't it? If power demands are higher, juice is thicker, and you're going through juice quicker, you can't say that making a coil bigger and putting bigger juice inlets is a technological advance, because it's obviously what has to happen to accommodate higher power.
It's evolution.
It's not an advancement. It's just an adaptation to a different situation. It's like the first person that decided to use a knife for spreading butter instead of stabbing his wife. That person didn't invent something new. He just changed the purpose of it. It no longer needed to have a point on it because it wasn't for stabbing the wife anymore. So it had a round end.
Either that, I really wanted to fucking make her suffer.
Do you know what I mean?
All they've done is take what already exists, made it 3 times bigger, make it use twice as much juice, make the tank hold twice half the amount of juice, and charge you twice as much. They've not done anything different. They've just literally doubled everything you don't want, halved everything you do want, and cost you twice as much.
I mean, seriously, if we're being honest, can you think of anything that's actually new technology in vaping other than the 9 things we mentioned earlier? But like I said, the billet box is just a combining of existing technologies. It's not a new technology.
Yes, it's a new technology.
In fact, the majority of it relies on rebuildables or stock coil, so it's not a new technology, is it?
Yeah, exactly. It is literally a combining of existing technologies. The billet box is ingenious for that exact reason, because it didn't make anything new, yet completely changed the vaping experience.
Well, I think you're wrong, because it did make something new. It was the first tank to be released that had no way of holding a stock coil or a rebuildable coil. You had to buy aftermarket a product that you stuck into it to even make it vape. So yes, that was original. I don't know any product that do that.
Back in the day, you needed 2 gold bars in your pockets and 5 years of waiting time to get one.
I've got one coming next week.
What happened to your claim?
I sold it to Mark.
Something for a Westlife CD.
Mark wanted to have a look at it. He was curious as to what it was like. Because
you
owned any, weren't it, Mark?
There you go.
That was before you owned any billets, weren't it?
No, I had a billet at the time. I was just curious as to how different they were, and you know what? I think it probably ended up in the bin.
Yeah, which is probably where it would have ended up if I'd have kept it.
Can I just say, I introduced you lot to Ready Player One, and you all loved it. I introduced you to
me to Ready Player One, you fucking tool.
Wow. Hang on. What? Is this the audiobook? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the story. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, yesterday I downloaded audiobook.
The audiobook is read by Will Wheaton, and it is absolutely fucking incredible.
Download it.
I've got it. I'm just starting chapter 3. Chapter 4.
I recommended this to about 100 people, and every single person that's listened to it has loved it. I recommended rhubarb and ginger gin to a few people, including Mark. And he tried it for the first time at the TYV meet. And how was it, Mark?
I don't remember.
I only wanted to read, or not read, listen, because I can't read. I only wanted to listen to Ready Player One because the film's obviously coming out, and I've heard great things about.
See, I if I'm honest, if I was you, I would watch the film and then listen to the book.
No, it's too late.
It's going to piss you off so much, the amount of shit they've changed for this film. I still can't wait for it. Don't get me wrong. I'm still.
Yeah, but licensing was a big obstacle, to be fair to them.
Yeah, but
I mean, Ernie wasn't exactly sparing with the butter when it come to using licensed.
There was two
story.
One, he didn't actually think his story would ever get published, let alone could ever get published. And 2, he actually incorporated so many Steven Spielberg references that could have been used, but because he directed it, Steven Spielberg said, I don't want it to be a film about me. I want it to be a film about this book. So he actually refused to release, like give him the license to actually use some of his own stuff in the film, even though he directed it.
The only thing I'm saying is if they fuck up the War Games sequence, I'm going to be furious. That's my favourite bit in the book.
What else? Rick, and I'm not into spoilers, but H, oh my God.
Yeah, that catches everyone by surprise.
Can you actually get this Ready Player thing in that the format that paper with words printed on it?
Yeah, I've got a copy. I don't even read. I just bought it.
Sure, yeah. Who reads these days? Life's too short.
There you go
for that sort of shit.
Chandler, do you want to read it?
I got a book as well. Didn't work.
Read it, I'll send it to you.
Is that Theo Pathetis on the front?
No, that's fucking Paul
Shut up. I'll laugh again. You weren't talking at the time. Oh, yeah. I look like I'm Theo Pathutas.
Yeah, it
Do you know
didn't
when
work.
you finish with that, Rick? Can you pass it on to Chris?
It doesn't work. I've doubled in size.
I say you have got a little bit rounder.
I say if you read this book, you would literally turn into like the Blob, the Thing, the I don't even know.
Maybe you should like just go around with sticky labels, rename it to How to Make You Fatter, and then give it to like anorexic girls.
How has Chris managed to derail this show again? Somebody in the chat just said Book Club Talk UK.
Rick coming with his racial slurs and profanity.
Do you know what? I'll be sat there saying, don't say that word.
Stop, say that word.
Or anagram of ginger.
We won't get our 70p a month. Mark, yeah, how was that rhubarb and ginger gin, by the way?
It was very good. It was very good. I was expecting it to be good because I love rhubarb and I love ginger. I'm not a big fan of gin though. So Chris literally pours me a 16-ounce glass of gin.
Yeah, we did a whole bottle in 2 glasses, one each.
Oh man, really?
Yeah.
And then
That was so worth it, wasn't it?
so devastated. Obviously, it was Dale's Meat, and there's a cheese and wine shop 2 doors down.
Don't even get me fucking started on that, man.
2 doors up.
He's a
2 doors
fucking
up.
lovely bloke, but I'm currently drinking the last miniature I bought from him, and I feel bad slagging him off. Well, not slagging him off. He's a lovely bloke, but he come in after I'd already bought about 8 of them, 8 miniatures, doubles, £6 each. And he come in after his shop had shut to join the meet and brought 2 more. I was like, do you want these? I was in the middle of a conversation with Brian Harrison from Vapors Cloud. And he said, do you want these? I thought, oh, what a top man. I've bought 8 doubles at £6 each from his shop and tonic water. And he's brought me around a couple for free. So I'm full blown in this really serious conversation. And I was like, oh, thanks, mate. And he's like, £12. And I was like, all right, yeah, gave him the money. I thought, fuck it, nice bloke. And then I realised I'd bought 10 at £6 each and got 500 millilitres of gin when I could have bought 700 millilitres of gin for £32 at his shop.
Hang on. So you brought half a litre for £60?
Yeah, because I was buying like miniatures at £6 each.
Wow.
I was pretty trash.
Chris, just go back and watch the TYV video and watching him gag on that sentry egg.
Oh yeah, that made me feel better. Nah, he's a really nice bloke. It was just funny at the time.
He's just a robbing cunt.
It was just funny that he didn't say, look, mate, you've had 5, which has cost you £4 less than a bottle. Why don't you buy a bottle in case you buy another 5? Now he's like, I'll bring it all around when he's smashed.
You know what, Chris? He's laughing at you because those bottles he gave you were probably samples.
Fuck off. He had a sign on the wall. But
Anyway, so back to the topic then. We were talking about what's next. What's next? If what we're saying, if you could,
Riyad's going to ask for his presenting job back.
In terms, nah, you're right. I quite enjoy just chilling these days. Are you talking in terms of innovation? Or are you talking in terms of technology advances? I know they part and parcel, but innovation could be just tweaks of certain things. Whereas,
forget technology, forget things that don't necessarily exist yet. But if you could, and we'll open this up to the chat as well. If you could develop, design, invent something that doesn't already exist within the industry without mackling together something that already exists.
There's no limitations though, like
zero limitation.
Like it doesn't matter if the battery technology doesn't exist. It doesn't matter if the 510 if you don't, it doesn't use a 510. It's stuck together by Play-Doh. If it doesn't exist, it doesn't matter as long as it is plausible. I think we should discuss as a group what we would how or if that technology could be possible.
A battery that maintains the same voltage, consistent voltage, and lasts all day.
Yeah, but we need to make it plausible. So how would that do that? It could be done through the same sort of static kinetic energy that what
Kinetic charging would be the answer to that.
So
And to be honest, I'm surprised kinetic charging isn't in mods already.
But then you have to carry around an alternator.
sorry, what a cheeky cunt. Jono has gone live during Vape Talk.
Well, that's all right. He'll have no fucking watchers then, will he?
Or we're about to lose all ours.
Yeah, or we're about to. Now,
Definitely not
if
giving up
this
an away.
show has plummeted to the point where a Jono live feed is more fucking popular than Vape Talk UK, I quit.
Oh, it's Jono on.
Just say it. Yeah.
You have seen sort of leaks, well, not leaks, but videos. I don't know how true to life they actually are of nanotechnology cells where they're charging in like 60 seconds.
Yeah. But
Is that a thing? Is the output power going to be enough?
well, to be honest, like I've with audiobooks. I listen to all my audiobooks in headphones while I'm going to bed every night. Or when I'm on long journeys. And the headphones I will use in order to fit the batteries in, they stuck out about a fucking foot. So when you slept on them, it was like digging into your ear hole. So I thought, fuck it, I'm just going to buy a set of Beats X. Now they are. I'm trying to think of a comparable size.
What does the X stand for?
I don't know.
Expensive.
So, like the iPhone X, probably 10. Probably the 10th set of headphones we released. But they're flush with it inside the ear. They go in further than the outside of your ear. And then they've got this tiny cord that goes around the back of your neck and joins them together. And it's got this really mega thin battery. And that's got micro technology fast charge in it. So a 5-minute charge gives you 8 hours playback.
But what's it drawing? Obviously, the technology is available.
A picture of a unicorn with a giant penis.
I know. I'm just trying to see if I can find anything on Google about it now, but there is some writing that was done. I'm just trying to find it now. But basically, there was some studies done in the 80s to do with nuclear fusion and refining nuclear fusion and turning it into a technology not only for power generators but for storing power as well. And it was theorized that when the technology caught up, a cell that's roughly the size of a D-type battery would be able to provide enough energy to power a city for a year.
The problem you got with that is people still walk around and blow themselves up with 18650.
Well, this is the issue, isn't it? It's
not being funny, mate.
But this is the point: is that those kind of experiments can already be done, but refining them to a point where they can be a safe, handleable, removable battery technology isn't here yet.
Yeah, well, I know people that are 30+ years old who still think if you lick a square battery, it tells you how much charge it's got.
But what I'm saying is technically Chandler's idea of like infinite batteries or whatever, it kind of already is on the horizon. It's just possibly thousands and thousands.
To be honest, if it was kinetically charged, you could charge it with your wank power, Stu.
You could just attach it to your wrist.
Yeah.
You can imagine the headlines.
A Fitbit.
Vaping gave me a hoof. Or
Vaping Fitbit. That's not been invented. A watch that vapes for you. I would like to see a vape technology that is a bit like a 3310. You know what I mean? If it fucks up, you just take the back off, take the battery out, blow in it, put it back in, and it's bang, good to go. The battery lasts 16 years. You could hit it with a sledgehammer and it wouldn't dent.
they've got that. It's called the Cricket 2.
Oh,
But you need to be able to play Snake on it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, they had the one that you can play Flappy Birds.
Why have more mods not got games on them?
Because it's appealing to kids.
No, what you want is one that can play. Where you can make your own polyphonic ringtone.
Do you remember that?
1, 2, 3, 1, 4, 5.
I used to sit down the pub typing in the Stormtrooper Death March or whatever it was.
Exorcist. When I had a 3310, One of the most famous songs at the time was like, all the things she said, running through my... No one's ringtone was just like...
Who's that tattoo, isn't it?
That was it. That was the whole ringtone. But everyone thought bollocks.
Moving back on, I watched the iOS. I watched the catch up today from 2 weeks ago. So it's not just your show I don't watch anymore. And and what was it? Mr. Blythe come up with a really good idea about the Squonker. That's like a billet box. So it's like an all-in-one where your RDA actually goes inside it, so you've just got the drip tip showing. If you know
That's already been invented.
What is it then?
The rail box.
The rail. Let's Google the rail box.
Well, actually, yeah, it's a pain in the ass to drip, but
no, it's a Squonker, not a dripper.
Yeah, I know, yeah, but it's the same sort of technology.
So it's more of an idea than technology.
It could be done. Me and Sean Goldsmith, we invented a C-frame box, right? So it had like the box like this and a C-frame that clipped onto it that had 2 tanks inside like the billet box and a battery running out the back, and you can actually turn it over and flip between which tank you were using.
Oh, this rail box, they've actually got a scrape in it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You can put tanks or RDAs in it. It's a pain in the ass to drip. That's why the Squonk version would work better. But the problem is you'd have to allow for variation in length. Which
Yeah.
is rail, rather
Well,
than...
your missus allows for variation in length every time you get on top of her. About 4 inches shorter than the tool she's currently using.
Yeah, well, she does like a 6-footer.
Didn't know Subway did those.
I'd be surprised what you can get at Subway.
Is that why you quit?
Eating too much.
You want
Subway.
the Hyper Squonk from Minion V1 in a rail box, and that's your idea sorted.
Or get one of those little Squonk backpacks you get for...
It's not my idea, it's Blythe's idea. I don't want to take credit for that.
I've got to invent it. This is the whole point of this show.
Infinite battery would be good, though. Infinite battery. Or not an infinite battery, maybe a hydrogen cell.
Yeah, just, something that could do 12 hours at 8.4 volts or less.
Raining.
Here's a good idea, right? So say you was to take a mod, right?
Right.
Oh, hang on. A bad example. It's not got an RDA on the top. So with an RDA on top, imagine if you will. I know it's pretty hard to
imagine a mod.
I mean,
but down the top, you put like a bottle inside and squeeze it.
No way.
And then you juice, you have a little hole in the 510, and when you squeezed it, the juice will go up, saturate your cotton, and you can vape.
Get to the patent office now.
Ah.
The thing is about some of these ideas, it's like you can stick glitter on an arsehole and it's still an arsehole. It's still going to taste like shit.
It'll take a lot of glitter to get you.
I've got a bit of a thing about glitter as well, a bit of a phobia. Don't anyone send me a glitter bomb. Anyone sends me a glitter bomb, I swear to fucking God, I'll kill someone.
That's it. You're done for.
Yeah, I've got his address, guys. PM me if you need it.
Just wait for Expo or something.
No, because I get so many fucking parcels as well. I just rip them open these days. The missus, the girl at work, girls at work, got me a present for the new baby, and the whole bag had glitter on it. I told him I don't fucking want it. Just another bag for me.
Yeah, glitter like that in our house. What do we call it?
Vajazzle.
So again, slag dust. Birthday cards, Christmas cards, anything that's got glitter on it is banned.
Well, like Lindsay, like Unique's eyeshadow.
Yeah, pretty much.
Slag
dust. Slag dust.
By your house, Rick, what's glitter called? Your leotard?
Am I? No, it's just called glitter, really. I don't think there's a Scottish term for glitter.
Glitter.
I just love sparkles. Sparkles are cool.
It's fucking glitter, man.
That wasn't Scottish.
What was if you're talking to Marksky?
I don't know. I still can't. I've been up here. Actually, that's a good point. It's literally been up here a year now.
I've been up here 5 years and 3 days. It was my anniversary 3 days ago, or 4 days ago.
Still desperate to get back?
I'm still so glad I'm here. Even if I'm close enough to you, you can. Well, we can come round. I'll bring my lunchbox to KFC.
It's actually a year since I last was on the show, I think.
It was just before you moved, wasn't it?
No, it's after I moved. It's just after I moved, actually.
What's gone downhill more than the show or your life?
My life.
Yeah, I mean, let's be clear. The show is pretty fucked.
I don't know. I think I could beat it. No, my life's perfect, mate. I couldn't ask for more, really. Well, I could ask for more. I could ask for 100 shops and then millions of pounds, but...
Actually, Mr. just walked to the room and he said, you changed your tune.
Yeah. Oh,
No. Yeah,
No.
We're happy.
Doors firmly shut. Oh, and
So-
end of this month, we've been together 7 years as well. Crazy.
Yeah. Is that like those games you play with your missus where she says, like, if we could cheat with one person in the world, and anyone, who would it be? Mine would be Johnny Depp, and you say mine would be your sister.
No thanks. I always go for like a Z-list celeb though. You know, it's achievable.
What, like Jade Goody?
I went to,
That's B, and she's dead.
And she's dead.
I went to see
You got mad into that one.
I went to see
I
Paloma.
think she won't turn you down.
I went to see Paloma Faith last night and didn't get any action at home, let alone with her.
Oh.
So, jumping back on topic for a second, because I've just thought of an interesting point.
Hey,
So we're
congrats.
all sat here and we're given complete carte blanche to think of anything that we would want to release. And actually, the ideas aren't exactly flowing, are they? Like infinite battery is the only genuine thing we come up with. And that's kind of obvious, you know? So is it actually, is this the problem? Is the problem that we're running out of ideas? Like you can clearly see that there's a lot of space for things to grow into, but no one's thinking of anything useful to do with that space.
I put in the chat before I come in. I don't know if you read it out or not. I was too busy making a coffee. But in 1899, it was said, it was quoted by the dude that runs the patent office in America. It's American, so it's obvious, isn't it? This is going to be wrong. But he said everything that could have been invented has been invented, and that was in 1899. So.
I think we're based purely on technology now. I know that's kind of stating the obvious.
Yeah, like, but when a new technology is invented, then it will progress, but it won't be a vaping innovation, I don't think.
I think it's a really difficult thing to try and discuss because you don't know something. If we had the idea to invent something, we'd suddenly be creating it. Do you know what I mean? You can't imagine something that doesn't exist yet.
I'm not being funny, Chandler, but if you were to invent something, it'd go something along the lines of this. What about like two bits of metal with a bit of glass in between? You can screw a coil in it and put juice in it, and it vapes. Yeah, Chandler, that's a tank, mate. What?
Whoa! I'm not talking about any old glass. I'm talking about Pyrex.
Yeah. And Chandler's going, right, how about no glass, two bits of metal? You just put a bit of wire between it, a bit of cotton in.
How about
baby cotton, right? And then you put Boots VG on it and produce vape, and that'd be fucking.
No. How about you get this stuff right? Okay, it's actually the color of piss, but trust me, everyone's gonna love it.
I think that was already done by Cutwood, wasn't it?
Yeah. I'm fairly sure the cider industry has that on lockdown as well.
Right. Okay.
Are you referring to Autumn?
This is the thing, though. I really think that
cheers, mate.
In the near and foreseeable future, the majority of progress that we're going to see is to do with tailoring the user experience. I think customization options and tailored user experience are where we need to focus, because I think for the most part, the fundamentals of what the technology does are fine. It's people being able to make the technology work for them. It's why I think the billet box is such a genius device, because there's so many different ways you can use it that it should be possible for there to be a billet box for every vapor.
Yeah, but you're talking about a device that can just take backwards compatibility. It's like a PlayStation 3.
Yeah.
You can play PlayStation 2. I don't know if there's a PlayStation after the 3. I don't really pay attention.
There's a 4, but it's not backwards compatible. So
Is it
you've
not?
got your knowledge spot.
You have to buy all your old games on the
Yeah.
store now. You have to
You
download all
what?
your old games.
Fucking, that's almost like Smock. When you buy a new tank, you have to buy a new coil.
Yeah, you need to refresh your new Hangouts. You've got a bit robotized.
Little bit potato, Riyadh.
Yeah, Mark.
Chris, I got an email back from them.
Yeah.
They've upgraded mine to the premium package because they'd run out.
Fuck off. You're lying.
Great help.
Forward me it. Forward me that email, you bastard.
Is that better?
Chocolate marshmallow porter.
Yeah, much better. I wonder whether the innovation it's interesting because when you suggested it, I thought the obvious thing that for vaping would be to make it's like the holy grail, isn't it? Is to make a device exactly the same size as a cigarette, vape like a cigarette, and to hold in your hand like a cigarette.
They've invented that. The ICOS.
Yeah.
Well, that's the very first thing that came out, wasn't it? Cigalikes.
Yeah, but they'd never got the reason that everything turned into box mods, that it was like, right, well, what's wrong with this Cigalike? Is basically we need more battery. The only way we can do it is we can get a box mod, make it so it doesn't look like a cigarette. So we've ditched
I don't think that's the conversation they had. They wouldn't say we need more battery, we need a box mod, because box mods didn't exist.
You know what I mean? I think they're going, right, well,
I'm sorry.
You know what I mean? You want more battery capacity, ergo. So do we go for more battery capacity? Do we go for does it look like a cigarette?
I found some innovation. Check this out. A beer can.
You don't sound like a Jamaican saying bacon, mate. I can't get around that.
just say sandwich afterwards.
I'll wipe the floor with all you. Oh shit! Right,
I want a beer can sandwich.
Look at that. A beer can opens up like a tin of tuna.
How do you remember like the initial phrase before that? Because
I can't remember the remix I did.
I can't remember everything. I remember the word I said. Right, come on.
I made a remix of it. I cut the clip and then I fast forwarded, sped it up, added that word in about 50 times. Do you not remember?
Anyway, going back on to another thing that I just saw Stuart post in chat. I think the most recent and best innovation is Nick Salts.
Yeah.
I don't think that's most recent, to be honest.
Well, in terms of what is then?
Huh?
What is it? The popularity of them.
Oh yeah, the popularity of them. Yeah,
but do you actually like Dr. Salt though, Stu? I find it really harsh.
Well, this is the thing: is I like high nicotine, and I do like throat hit. So harsh is good for me. Dr. Salt is harsh by Nick Salt standards, but it's about where I like it. I mean, I'm lunging 12.5 milligram on this.
That's actually manufactured in Hamworthy in Poole.
Bastard, Mark.
Where I'm from. That was the actual vape shop in the town I'm from. Is they're the guys that own it.
Oh, right. Own what?
What? Dr. Salt.
Yeah, see, Dr. Salt. They were essentially they were co-packing for Mr. Salt e-liquid. They released both Dr. Salt and Mr. Salt in the UK. But because of the law limitations, they couldn't release above 20 milligrams. So I still buy Mr. Salt e-liquid, but from the States.
Yeah.
So
are you telling me you're buying UK manufactured e-liquid?
No. I'm buying American manufactured liquid who were producing it in the UK, like co-producing it. And then they brought their own line out. Like the people that make tobacco, that's their own line. But as far as I know, they were co-producing Mr. Salt e-liquid at the same time. Like then they come out of Dr. Salt.
Got you.
Those.
Oh, Salt Nicks is fucking awesome.
That's being released in the UK.
But 20 milligram.
Exactly.
Which is no use to me.
It's 18 milligram, isn't it?
Huh?
18 milligram.
18.
20 milligram Dr. Salt is way too harsh for me. Dr.
Yeah,
Salt, not Mr. Salt.
Yeah, 20 milligram Dr. Salt is too harsh for me as well. That's why I bought 12 and a half. But 12 and a half are about bang on for me.
I've not tried Dr. Salt. I've got some.
Well, I've got the 20 milligram Dr. Salt. I refilled this with it.
I've got that tobacco shit that Chandler sent me that I've not vaped yet.
Have you not tried it yet?
It literally tastes exactly like a cigarette.
The problem with that, the reason I haven't tried it yet, is because
You're scared you'll relapse.
I need to buy some more coils for my billet box. And when you fill up a whole billet box tank, you've got to fill it up at least like 4 mil for it to reach the holes with the coil.
Yeah.
So I'd have to fill up a whole tank. And if it tastes like shit, one, I'll fucking waste the whole tank and a whole coil. And two, the whole thing will just taste like shitty tobacco for 3 months. So I really want to try it, but I'm actually going to go on.
Just prep it on a series mod.
Huh?
Just get a Nautilus or put it in your blue.
You see, my issue with the Nick salts is we've actually looked at manufacturing Nick salts at work. My only issue is the manufacture process. If you read into the manufacture process, it's quite a nasty little process, isn't it?
Well, don't they use like a benzene or something like that?
Yeah.
But I'm on 12 milligrams normal nicotine at the moment, and I didn't find it harsh at all.
I don't. I'm all day, every day on 12 milligram.
Well, this is the thing. The reason I'm lunging 12.5 milligram salt, Nick, is because I've stepped all the way back up to 18 again recently.
Yeah, but it's just like having a strong coffee, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, totally. I'm not worried about the nicotine, but at the same time, if I need 18 on a mouth to lung to get my hit, what it's meaning is that I'm not really vaping anything direct to lung. I'm not really using anything other than one setup. And as someone that's really, interested in vaping, it's a bit fucking lame when you're just using one setup all day. So I kind of got the salt nick so that I'd actually still want to use my other setups. And it's actually worked so far today. I've actually used this more than my mouth to lung today. I only got the salt nick today.
I got a squonker.
Yeah, I've seen that. It's a Bonner block, isn't it?
Bonner's, yeah.
Yeah, it gives me a Bonner.
Is it made by Bonner?
Yeah. Bonner makes the blocks, and he actually makes the squonker as well.
So we made that. That's a Bonner made squonker.
That's a Bonner made number 2,
Ooh.
apparently.
Real nice.
Oh, that is very nice.
I like it. And then also I got the because we haven't done what I'm vaping on because I was way late to the party. I didn't get an invite to.
We haven't done what I'm vaping on or what Mark's vaping on.
Is I got the can you see that the Emmy? Yeah.
Emmy?
I always pack it away in the box when I finish work at the moment. I'm sure that'll change eventually. But I tried it squonking. Not shit, squonking.
Yeah, I really want to set one of the RDAs up for squonking actually, because the RDA looks really like my cup of tea.
Was that was a tube mech though, wasn't it?
Yeah, 22 mil.
Yeah, but it's 22 mil. It's the endless one, Emmy.
Oh, and you meant the RDA squonking, not the. Sorry, I got the. Yeah.
Well, you can. I mean, I believe was it Tan and Rianne were doing like a thing where you put your 22 mech tube down and it's. Was it? I can't remember what it's called now. Gemini or something like that, where you'd have it like that. Where's the camera? There. So you'd have it like that, and then you'd have a squonk bottle underneath.
Yeah.
I don't know. But, I mean, you've all seen the Emmy now anyway. You've all got the Emmy, haven't you?
No.
But, I mean, the size comparison to a 10ml bottle of juice.
It is
titchy.
It's absolutely tiny. I'm a fan, but I can't sub home in the flat because the alarm goes off.
Oh no!
I know. Nightmare and a blessing in more than one way. Keeps my juice reduction down because I can't afford juice.
You own a vape shop.
You own two.
I own 2. I own 3 in June.
Smashing
You
it.
can't afford juice.
Yeah, he lives in Scotland, remember?
Yeah,
okay.
That's true. That is true.
You get tight when you cross the border.
Tight's not the word, mate.
Yeah, I'm a bit gutted that I didn't do my what you've been vaping on because I wanted to talk about this.
What have you been vaping on? Sure.
This is really fucking good.
Oh, is that the honeycomb thing?
Yeah, the Luxottic from Wismec, their new little mini squonker.
We had 20 of those in the shop, and they flew. Literally 2 days, they'd all gone.
The RDA actually looks brilliant.
It's absolutely fucking mega. It's a lot smaller than you think it's going to be. Like the Neo from 67 is quite a small squonk mod. And you can see when you put them side by side, it's about the same height, and it's actually
narrower.
Slightly, ever so slightly, you know, maybe like 2 mil, but it is slightly narrower. It's fucking tiny, and yet it's regulated. Well, regulated. It will deliver basically the full voltage that's in the battery up to a maximum cutoff of 100 watts. It fires down to 0.1. It's got a 5-click switch. The ATI comes built and wicked, and they even pre-fire the coil. And the coil that they give you, if my camera will focus, the coil that they give you is a little 3x28 gauge Alien, Nichrome 80.
Did you find your cotton was well stuffed in?
There was a lot of cotton. I did have to take most of the cotton out. But the fact that, you know, you get an NI80 Alien in there that I'm guessing is around 0.2. They actually pre-fire it. The ATI is actually something that people that are into squonking would use. Like, it's 22 mil, it's got a beauty ring, it has reduced airflow, it has a reduced chamber, it's single coil, you know, it's all the things that an actual squonking ATI should be. And I even think it looks quite nice. The only thing I think they need to do is release a door that matches this finish so you can have the whole box in stainless.
And what they need to do is get rid of Wismec off the back.
I don't mind that. A lot of Risa didn't like that. She thought it was very badgy, but I rather like it.
I like it. I like it because it's bold.
I'm really impressed that someone can knock something up of that standard of quality for 60 quid. I think for 60 quid, that is a fucking impressive little feat, you know?
Why didn't you go for the full piss colour?
We didn't have any. It's the simple answer. We ordered them from the wholesaler, and they had no Ultim left. They only had green or the rainbow resin. And I would rather use my dick as wick than use the rainbow resin.
Or the Ultim.
I don't mind the Ultim. At least it's all matchy-matchy with the beauty ring and the cap. And that's another thing. I'd like to see some more accessories come out for this.
Ultim's like the worst of worst colours ever in the world.
I rather like Ultim. I tend to use it on most of my stuff.
Oh, Berserker with the piss yellow Ultim.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, right? Okay, here's a question for you.
Button on that.
Back in the day, obviously, when plastic tanks were quite a huge thing, anything sort of aniseedy or blackjacky would crack your tank, right?
Yeah.
Now, does it do the same with Ultim? Does it react in the same way?
I was running spearmint for about a week in that Ultim tank, and it didn't upset it.
I haven't heard of anybody having cracking issues in a long while.
It was only PMA, wasn't it, that cracked?
I did. When we put out all our tester tanks, I put blackjack in one, and the next day it just leaked everywhere. So, you want blackjack, you'll have to just buy it. You can't taste it, mate. Why not? Oh, it melts plastic tanks. Well, I'm not fucking buying that. That's all right. It's all right.
It's all right. Yeah.
Mild acid. Oh, well.
Yeah. So, yeah, that little thing's really impressed me. Riyadh's little things really impressed him. Anyone else got any little things that they're really impressed with?
I got some juice.
It's just too much. Too much.
Oh, yeah, you finally did a justadnick.co.uk order, didn't you?
Yeah. So, I got some of that.
Which one did you buy? This one, obviously. And
this one, Nata.
This one and that one.
Yeah, I didn't get that one. I got this one.
If you can get it, blueberry fluff is amazing.
Blueberry fluff.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll try that one. I was wondering what to get, and yeah, everyone I spoke to said the Nata was great, and I went for this one as well to go with it.
Do you know
To
what?
be honest, I think that needs a little bit. I need to leave that stand a bit more to.
I fucking love custard bakery type vapes, and I really didn't get on with Nata. I've still got.
Well, that's what I was just gonna say. It's all right. I'm quite.
That's how much of it I got through, and look how well steeped that is. That'll tell you how long it's been sat there.
Yeah. I was gonna say. I mean, I'm enjoying it. It's nice enough, but and this isn't blowing vape up your ass, Stu. I prefer Hakucho to it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I do as well. I've got, I've always got a bottle of that at hand.
I actually prefer Hakachu over a lot of other custards.
Yeah.
That's nice to know, because I know you get a lot of custard, don't you?
I do. Apart from obviously the own, greedy fish custards is way better than anything ever in the world.
To be fair, I've been fancying some of that peanut butter jelly one that you do again recently.
You know what? We haven't actually done any in a while. Because we went to Vape Fest, obviously. Well, I went to Vape Fest and stuff like that. No, when was that? Jesus Christ! Oh, that was
August.
That was literally sort of what 4 or 5 months after we opened the first shop.
Mm-hmm.
And then we were going to go into full production with it with a well-known juice manufacturer that we all know, I think. And then the second shop come up, and it's like, well, where'd you chuck your money?
Yeah. No, we're in a very similar position at the moment. What do you spend on next? Because there's always something to spend money on, isn't there?
Yeah, so we're at a standstill with that stuff at the moment.
But no, to be fair, I think the Hakacho versus Nata thing, they are similar profiles, and I think the difference is Nata to me is a bit non-committal in its flavour. It's nice. Everything about Nata is pleasant, but it doesn't give you enough of any one thing to punch. There's cinnamon going on, but not enough. There's custard going on, but not enough. There's bakery going on, but not enough. So what you get is a very nice juice, but it's almost like they were a bit too cautious when they mixed it. And I think Hakacho actually suffers from the opposite problem. People that don't like Hakacho always say the same thing. It's because they find it too rich. And I can absolutely see why people would find it too rich, because it's really heavy on the biscuit, really heavy on the custard, really heavy on the butter.
I'd say the Nata, I can quite happily vape it all day. It's not, like I say, it's not unpleasant. I can vape it all day, and it's not in your face.
That's why there's so many juices out there, right?
Yeah, exactly. The whole point of it is options, isn't it?
Really?
I mean, at the end of the day, I genuinely don't think that Hakacho is a better juice than Nata, but I do think that I prefer it because I made it to be my spot on custard. And whoever made Nata, I don't know the guy's name, but it was probably made to be his spot on custard.
Toby Medinos.
Yeah, and that's kind of smaller juice companies. That tends to be where the recipes are born from. The recipes tend to be, I want my perfect this, I want my perfect that, and that's how you put them together a lot of the time. That's a common thread amongst a lot of people that make juice.
I wanted a really decent peanut vape.
Yeah, absolutely. And I genuinely, actually, again, not blowing vape up your ass, as Chandler quite rightly said, that's actually the only peanut butter vape I've tried ever that I would go back for a second bottle of. What?
You know, like a trial.
I only bought one bottle of it. I enjoyed it, but I wouldn't buy another bottle of it. It took me ages to finish.
Did you ever try my unnamed custard, Rick?
No.
Who has had it? Stu, you got a bottle, didn't you?
Yeah, it's fucking lovely.
Anyone else?
No, you gave me like 600 ml of juice to Dale's party, and then I couldn't fly back with it, so you got to keep it all.
No, this is the custard. I'm sure I sent everyone a bottle of the custard.
Nope.
Nope.
Okay.
You sent me a bottle, Mark.
See how it is. Yeah, the guy that made Nata also makes the B2K.
Yeah.
What does it?
Does.
Yeah, I thought there was a connection there. Yeah, and the B2K again is, you know, a banging little thing.
Not the first time I've heard that tonight. That's why I'm so tired.
Been up to Trump.
What?
Oh, Mark's deleted it. So chat was talking about supporting Trump.
I'm not having that.
Yeah.
Do you know what, Chris? Actually, it's not until I've come on tonight I actually realise who that is behind in the Here's Johnny page.
In fact,
I can't tell who it is because he hasn't got that smug look on his face.
you can't see all of his forehead either. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's probably it. 5 head.
7 head at least.
There's no crease.
It looks just like the original movie poster.
Yeah, there's no crease there. There's no crease. Never mind. What does that poster say in the background? The Who, and then does that say Cox?
I'm the one who knocks.
Oh, okay.
Breaking Bad poster.
Martin.
Ah, see. I'm still only on season 2.
What?
Breaking Bad, it's terrible.
Fuck off, Stu. You got no
It's
sense.
finding time.
No, I understand. I understand that that's a very controversial opinion to have. In the same way that I don't think Walking Dead is very good either.
Walking Dead is a bit up and down, but overall, in general, it's a good series. But
yeah, I agree. The Walking Dead overall, and by the same token, I think Breaking Bad, if I could have got through the 3rd season, probably overall is a good series. But I watched all of season 1 and all of season 2, and then got to season 3 and just couldn't keep watching it. Just hit an absolute wall.
Fucking awesome.
And I think, you know, that's probably my issue with a few TV series. I'll tell you what I am watching for the first time at the moment that I've never seen before. Brooklyn Nine-Nine. If you like comedy, it's fucking perfect. It is absolutely piss funny.
Well, that's a bit of a broad statement, isn't it? If you like it, it's perfect.
Mate, it is fucking, like, seriously, it's one of those comedies that's got something for everyone. Like, if you like slapstick, if you like dick jokes, if you like dry humor.
Like, I like George Carlin, but I don't like fucking.
You don't like fucking, just stop there.
Do you know what I mean? There's a whole. Yeah, there's a massive spectrum on comedies. Such broad.
There is. You're right. I hate American humor.
If you like stuff that's funny, you'll like it. Well, why do it's subjective?
Well, no, because what I'm saying is that it has each different actor sort of specializes in a different type of comedy. So there's comedy in it for everyone, and every actor is present in every episode. So what I'm saying is, if you like comedy, you will definitely like it because every aspect of comedy is covered.
Yeah, but if you can't stand 80% of people's attempts at humor.
Yeah. If you're one of those kind of people that only finds one type of thing funny, then yeah, fair enough.
But if you still got 20% of comedy there.
Mm-hmm.
Give it a try and feedback next week to Stuart.
Michael Donaghy said plus Terry Adams is in it too. Does he mean Terry Crews? I think he means Terry Crews because yeah, Terry Crews is in it.
I do like Terry Crews.
And yeah, I probably would like. I tell you what's put me off Stranger Things. The theme tune is so fucking good, and then as soon as I saw any actual clips from it, there's no like 80s proper 80s styling carried through into the actual like
there is
or anything.
There is.
I mean, it didn't look like it from the clips that I saw.
There is.
But
it's like
Stranger Things. I do think is something I need to get into.
The end of the fucking world.
No, it's like Goonies meets X-Files.
You see, I watched the first one. And then I tried to watch the second one, but because it finished on such a high, Stranger Things. Because the first one ended on such a bang, the second one just
I mean, in hindsight, I prefer the first one to the second one because it doesn't go too in depth about the Upside Down.
Yeah.
Whereas the second one, it does going down.
Chandler in the chat. Dare I admit that I've not seen Stranger Things, Breaking Bad, or Walking Dead? To the surprise of no one.
Yeah.
Chandler, popular culture.
See,
Chandler's just started watching this new film called Top Gun.
Walking Dead is another one. I used to watch that religiously every single Monday or Sunday or whenever it come out. And it's only because you said it now I've realised I got an episode to catch up on. I didn't even know it was back.
I missed about 6 episodes of the last half of the season. No, I think there's 8 episodes a season, isn't there? Or half a season?
You're on the second half of season 8.
Yeah, I'm missing 2 or 3 episodes from the first half still.
I don't even watch the first half. It's just people shooting and missing.
Has anyone seen Young Sheldon yet?
No, that's a spin-off from Big Bang, isn't it?
So good. Honestly, it's fucking hilarious.
I thought this show was about vape.
Oh, this is way more interesting.
We do like to go off on a tangent every now and again.
Rick,
To be honest, this show should probably be about saying goodnight because it's 10 o'clock.
You see, I've never seen Game of Thrones nor Star Wars.
I've never seen Game of Thrones.
You've not seen Star Wars?
Never.
You've never seen
Star Wars. If you could do anything in your life, you get like a few hours spare a day or a week. Just watch the films.
In what order, though?
Watch the original 3. Watch them in the order they're released.
No.
Watch him in episode order, so you get rid of the shit ones first.
Yeah.
No.
No, you watch 1, 2, and 3 first so that you can get over it.
No, I think watching them in the order they were released. I think because everybody else that has watched Star Wars has done that journey.
Or the other thing that you can do is watch 4, 5, 6, and then the newest ones, and pretend 1, 2, and 3 don't exist.
That's true. That is true.
Which is a pretty good way of handling it, because then you get like 3 great Star Wars films. Then you get Rogue One, which is the best Star Wars film. And then
do you think so?
Yeah, no, I genuinely do. The reason I think Rogue One is the best Star Wars film is because it has the balls that Lucas wished he had in 4, 5, and 6.
That was what's his name?
J.J. Abrams.
That's it.
Yeah, it has the balls that George Lucas wished he had when he did 4, 5, and 6. But it still feels like real Star Wars. Like
there wasn't enough battles at the end. In that dome thing, there wasn't enough. I wanted more. I wanted full out fucking space warfare.
There's a thing called the Machete Order, where you watch episodes 4 and 5, then you skip episode 1 and Jar Jar Binks and all this bullshit, and then you watch 2 and 3 as a flashback.
Oh, me don't like it, typical.
Then you watch 6. So
Jar Jar Binks was brilliant.
apparently that's the best order to watch it in. 4, 5, skip 1, 2, 3 as a flashback, and then watch 6.
Or just watch the original 3 and say fuck the rest.
No, to be honest, I don't think 7 is terrible. I don't think it's amazing. I don't think it's terrible.
What's 7? Is that Kylo Ren?
Yeah.
But I've seen Force Awakens, but I've not seen Rogue One.
It's becoming a fucking piss take, to be honest. It's like Rocky, isn't it? Which one has he got? The Street Fighter? Which one is? Fuck off.
I like Rocky 12.
Exactly.
Rocky
That's what
6.
The thing that really grits my shit. Scary Movie. You remember that comedy? What comedy?
I missed that.
Right, Scary Movie 1. Right, on the actual box set. As a parody, they said no sequels. How many scary movies did they release?
Yeah,
Loads of them.
So, Riyadh, what's your top 5 Star Wars movies then? Go on.
Top 5. Oh, fuck me.
5 Star Wars.
That's a really well. Obviously the original 3.
Which order? You've got like ranking them.
he likes
It's between Return of the Jedi and
Clone Wars.
What's the Hope one? New Hope.
New Hope. I know my answer to this question off by heart because it's something that me and my friend Jamie have discussed at length. So I think it goes.
The only link you gave your friend Jamie, is it?
I think it goes Jedi, Rogue One, New Hope, Empire, and then 7.
Second best film.
No, in reverse order.
Right.
So I think Rogue One's the best one. I think Empire's the second best one. I think New Order's the third best one.
Rogue One is the best Star Wars film.
Yeah, I genuinely think Rogue One is the best Star Wars film. And I think 7 makes the top 5, but 1, 2, and 3 don't get anywhere into the equation for me.
I really don't think Rogue One is the better one.
Watched Rogue.
I'm really concerned about the Han Solo movie.
No, because Childish Gambino is playing Lando Calrissian, so it cannot possibly be bad.
I think you better get off this because Mark looks like he's going to fall asleep.
It's nothing to me.
To be fair, we do tend to descend into bullshit just towards the end of the show, and it is about time to wrap up. So shall we say
So
goodnight?
what did folk think about the new Star Trek series?
If you don't want to watch if you don't want
seen it
Star
yet.
Wars, you don't want to watch Star Wars or Star Trek. It's a very, very good series of instructional videos on computer engineering.
if you want to watch Star Wars all summed up into one, just watch Spaceballs.
Yeah.
Oh, you can watch Blue Harvest. Work your way through the Family Guy versions.
No,
No, you've not seen that.
no.
Oh, so good.
See, Peaky Blinders is probably the best series that's ever come out, I think.
Peaky Blinders is very good. Very good.
Oh,
I started to watch it and I couldn't get into it.
I think Westworld is up there with one of the best series I've seen.
Westworld. I've got that on my favourites to watch.
Yeah, on the fucking 1974 version, you come.
Reese is saying that Dexter is the best series ever, but Dexter had such a weak final season. Like, it went out on the lowest note possible.
Do you know the problem with Dexter was every episode I watched, I was like I was watching the same episode over and over and over.
Is it Groundhog Day?
I didn't mind that. The format was so good.
I didn't like Dexter because that little fucking Dee bitch kept coming in and ruining his lab.
Never
What
seen
happened?
Dexter.
What happened to House? House was incredible.
What about Jacob's Creek?
Dawson's
Warehouse 13.
Chandler's like, what about Emmerdale Farm?
Warehouse 13 I've heard of, but I've never seen it.
I think the best series ever made is Bottom.
yes.
Yeah, no, yeah, okay.
Bottom was great, but I went to see Bottom live
Last week.
Yeah, no.
Even though Rick Mail's there. It must have been a fucking boring show without Richie.
Co-star with Jay Goody.
I went to see Bottom live, and then a few months later.
Weapons grade Y fronts. Did you see him in 1989, Chandler?
Let him tell his story.
It was probably pre-millennia. Yeah. Anyway, went to see Bottom live, and then a few months later we round a mate's house, and he went, "Oh yeah, I've got this on DVD," and it was a recording of Bottom live, and all of the the fuck ups, the outtakes, they were all exactly the same. They'd scripted in the fuck ups.
No way.
It was either that or it was a recording of the show you watched.
No, it wasn't. It was a different recording, but all of the fuck ups were in it, and that just made me go, "Oh what? No!"
That's pretty genius, though. To be fair.
Yeah, pretty genius. Yeah. They actually scripted in fuck ups.
Oh, Bottom. I used to watch Bottom every night before I went to bed. If they released Trivial Pursuit Bottom Edition, I would win every game ever.
Right, you know what you got to do now, Stu. You got to do a bottom quiz next week.
Do it. I know almost every line from every episode. Oh, it's the best show ever made.
Red Dwarf.
What was that?
Red Dwarf.
Oh yes, but before they redid it.
Yeah, from
When they had the male Holly rather than the female Holly.
Have any of you seen Garth Marenghi's Dark Place?
3, isn't it?
It was season 3. You got that was the. I thought that's when it kicked in.
Chandler, do you want to know some? Do you want to know some bad news?
Go on.
Tom Baker is no longer Doctor Who. Spoiler alert.
What? Shit! I've got a long scarf and everything.
Chris,
Yes, mate.
what was Rick Mail's character called?
It's Richard.
And Adrian Edmondson's character?
Edward Hitler. Any relation? I have a mother.
Brilliant.
No, I mean Adolf Hitler. Yeah, that's her. Honestly, I'm going to stay in the Hangouts if anyone wants to come by and test my bottom knowledge for 10 minutes. I think we should go.
Yeah.
Before we finish, before we say goodnight, I just have one statement to make. Can you hover over the end broadcast, Stu?
Go on then. Yeah, I'm hovering.
Oh, it's going to be like the ending to Breaking Bad. Going to keel over.
He's a black woman. Good night. Take care. We'll see you next